Hello, my name is Shahar Nissim, and this week case, as you can see the name of the case in front of you in the presentation, but in general, it's talking about whether Publix should join the Fair Food program to support better pay and working conditions for farm workers, or stay out of it. And there is a little bit of business ethics dilemma here, and the question that our group uh, need to answer is how does the position of competitors such as Walmart, Whole Foods, and others affect the challenges facing Publix?
Walmart's decision to join the Fair Food program in 2014 has set a new industry standard for sourcing produce. Participation in this program increases tomato costs by 1 penny per pound of tomatoes. This is viewed as affordable for Publix. Their decision has also added reputation shifts within the industry. Walmart has now positioned itself as an industry leader in corporate social responsibility, making Publix appear to be behind the curve with changing consumer values. Walmart's participation can now be used to question why Publix still refuses to join the program, adding public pressure to Publix. The coalition of Immokalee workers has now increased demands on Publix for not joining the Fair Food program.
Whole Foods is a supermarket chain that focuses on selling natural and organic foods. They operate in about 456 stores across the United States, Canada, and the UK. They joined the Fair Food program in 2008. Whole Foods is one of the first large grocery chains to join. Their early participation helped them to build a strong ethical image and position them as a leader in socially responsible sourcing. Um, Whole Foods has a really good reputation and they're known for their corporate social responsibility. They built their brand around sustainability, ethical sourcing, and social responsibility. By joining the FFP early, it further reinforced those core values and set itself apart from companies such as Publix, whose refusal to join makes them appear less committed to ethical sourcing practices. The implications of Publix resistance to joining the Fair Food program, the reputation is at risk. Um, their continued resistance to not join increases their risk of a damaged reputation. As more consumers are beginning to pay attention to ethical sourcing, their choice to not join the FFP can be viewed as lacking corporate social responsibility. Publix now also has a competitive disadvantage as companies like Whole Foods and Walmart have been a part of the FFP for over a decade. Publix is now at risk of falling behind competitively because their stance to not join makes them stand out for the wrong reasons to conscious consumers. And then consumers who care about ethical practices may choose stores like Whole Foods instead of Publix because they see them as more aligned with their personal values. And then this ultimately affects Publix brand loyalty and image.
So when looking at Publix's competitors, some of these competitors include Fresh Market, Trader Joe's, Kroger, Safeway, Sprouts, Costco, Sam's Club, as well as Aldi. And the ones that I have highlighted here with an asterisk, they're currently participating in the Fair Foods program, and Publix has decided not to do so, so that could potentially hurt them.
Finally, before wrapping up, we wanted to take a quick look at some of the common points between the competitors in the marketplace, especially as it concerns the Fair Food program. Obviously, not everyone is involved with this program. We see a lot of our cost leaders like Aldi, Costco, and Sam's Club that have yet to enter this 1 cent more per pound agreement. But of course, the health conscious and organic options, Whole Foods, the Fresh Market, it's a bit in brand for them to jump on an opportunity like this to show solidarity, especially when they're so focused into the quality of their ingredients. But here we have Walmart who's jumping in 2014. From the decade from 2005 to 2015, I have below. It's pretty much every year, except for 3 years within that, and non-consecutive, by the way, that we have every year there's another major retailer that's joining in. 2014, we have Walmart. 2015, we jump to the Fresh Market. A decade later, where's Publix? I'm sure that's what many of the customers are thinking, especially when we look at this third sub point here that They justify their high prices, especially through their community impact. And yet, if this issue that costs them nothing and would make an impact within the community, especially when you have considerations like we touched on with the coalition and Immokalee, a lot of customers are starting to become dissatisfied with the position that Publix is taking, especially in contrast to what they say they're taking. And that really becomes apparent once we look at all of these different positioned firms that are all doing the same thing except for Publix.
Hi, my name is Jamarco Lavecchia, and I'm just going to be doing the summary portion of this presentation. Major competitors like Walmart and Whole Foods have joined like the Fair Food Program, committing to like improved labor practices and ethical sourcing. Another point that I put is their participation increases public pressure on Publix and to take a small action as consumers and advocacy groups compare their social responsibility and efforts. Walmart's decision in particular is significant because it is the largest retailer in the U.S. and it supports the FFP and makes Publix refusal more visible and controversial. Another thing I put under the summaries is that this competitive environment challenges Publix to balance its ethical image and consumer expectations and business philosophy, and staying out of labor's disputes. If Publix continues to resist, it risks negative media, consumer backlash, and damaged reputation as a community-focused company. Last point that I put here is on the hand of joining the FFP could strengthen its brand loyalty and align Publix with modern standards of corporate social responsibility in the retail industry.